and man, just feel comfortable. We're glad that you are with us on today on the show Uplift.
Definitely, y'all look good.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you.
and actually, you know what you're talking about too, so don't feel bad.
Hey, no doubt.
Okay then. Well, let me ask you this at things, right? I wanted you to just share, some of the. Can you just tell the audience, what are some of the trials and tribulations that you actually had to go through? Because I want them to hear your talent a little later, but I want you to be able to share some of just what you went through and what you've gone through.
As far as being blind and everything?
Yes.
So I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I know you didn't ask me that, but I figured I'd include it anyway. I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I moved down to Baltimore, Maryland when I was 4. But I was diagnosed with glaucoma at 18 months. And it's crazy because it happened. Let me tell you the story. I was outside playing, and my mother always said I was a loner anyway. So I was outside playing, and by myself in the driveway. She was in her room reading a book, and she looked out the window and said, "Jaleel, be careful, don't go too close to the street." And I said, "All right, yes, mommy." So I'm going back and finish playing. And she next thing you know, she says, she just hears screaming. So she runs outside. And I'm like, "Mommy, I can't see you, mommy." And she like, "I'm right here." And I was like, "Ma, I can't see you." And she said she turned me around to look me at her. I mean, like to point me in her direction. I was like, "Ma, I can't see you." Then I touched the tree and I started screaming, and she realized, she picked me up like, "What's going on?" And basically, long story short, it happened in it just happened. Like 1 minute I was good, next minute it was just gone.
Wow.
Man, I mean that's very deep and intense, and to be honest with you, I think that some people would have thought that would have been the end, for them. But I'm glad this show is called Uplift, because we actually focus on people who have been able to overcome some major trials and tribulations.
Yes.
Right, Trey?
Yes.
And so just like, and Trey and I were talking, earlier, what are some things that made you want to get into the music, man? I mean, because clearly it's not like you didn't have enough on your plate, and going to a regular public school, and I gotta say that because I've seen him in action at this school, and I mean, and to be honest with you, you really couldn't tell he was any different than any other student in there. I mean, he'd be cracking on them, and he might hit somebody and roll out. I've seen him running down the hall. I'm like, hold on, how's he running down the hall? And he was blind, and but to me, it actually encouraged me, because to see him not allow that to become a handicap. To me, was just dynamic. But let me ask you this, man. What inspired you to go into some of the music business?
That's a story behind that too. I was in 8th. No, I was not in 8th. I was 8 in the 3rd grade. I went to Garrett Heights. I was walking down the hallway because I was learning how to use a walking stick.
Okay.
Because I was using a push cane. I swear that thing you ever see? It's like a shopping cart without the cart part. It's just the handle, and you just push it. And
okay.
Yeah, I don't know what was the point of that. It didn't help me with anything. But anyway, I was walking down the hallway, and I heard I heard what I didn't know. I didn't know what it was, but come to find out it was a piano. So I told my mobility teacher. That's what taught me how to use a walking stick and be mobile. And I told her I wanted to hear what it was, so she took me in there. And the teacher, her name was Miss Palenka. Her name is Miss Carol Palenka. That's my favorite music teacher. But she was like, okay. I asked her, what it was. She told me it was a piano. I asked her how to play it, and it was crazy because she taught me the scale right then and there, and I learned it so fast. And then I got addicted to it, and then I said I always wanted to play an instrument, so I started playing the piano. Then I started playing the trumpet. That was at 8.
Wow.
And You know, that's just one of the stories. Unless you want me to tell you how I got into everything else.
Well, no, we're actually going to get into some more things, and we're actually getting ready to take a break in a minute. But when we come back, we're going to actually have a chance to hear some of the music. I'm hoping that you'll play and do some different things. I mean, I'm just really amazed with this young man and with some of the things. And Tracy actually has some questions she wants to ask you when we come back.
Yes.
So that's pretty much just some of that, man. And I think that, man, too, I think people need to hear your story, because there are a lot of people that are going through some things. But if they really was to see, you know, what they were going through and add them up to kind of like what you've gone through, then it would be so much different. So we're actually getting ready to close out, but you know, and as we do that, man, can you play us on out? And so we will be right back, and this is the show Uplift. I'm Ted Sutton. This is Tracy Lewis, and we're speaking with Jaleel Knight right now, and we'll be right back.
This is done the
Hello, how you doing? I'm Ted Sutton. This is Tracy Lewis, and we are actually here with the show Uplift. We have a dynamic guest with us today. He's been sharing his story, his dynamic testimony with us earlier today. And, you know, it's just, I think this young man is just amazing. I have a personal relationship with him because I've had a chance to meet and talk with him and actually mentor him when he was actually a little younger. And but to see him do the things that he does, I'm just really amazed with him. And I know, Tracy, you definitely are too.
I am
and,
truly amazed.
He had some questions he wanted to also ask you.
See, y'all flatter me, man. You
Well, don't get too flattered, because he has some of his hang-ups too. But today we're talking about the good things.
Listen, don't believe all that.
Don't believe all of it. Just a good
some of
portion
it.
of it. Yeah,
A good
just
portion,
just 95%. You know.
That's too steep, but all right.
84%.
He's a
You know what? That's fair enough. I can live with that.
Oh, okay. Well,
So how are you doing, Jaleel, this afternoon?
I'm good. It's afternoon? Oh, I'm good, though. I didn't know it was the afternoon, but I'm good. How you doing?
How was your New Year's?
It was fine. You want to know what I did?
Yes, what did you do?
Nothing, really.
Nothing, really?
Nah, I was chilling.
Did you eat good?
I won't necessarily eat good, but I ate, though.
Okay.
It wasn't
Well,
necessarily.
Well, I tell you. Look, we got to just put it out here. He is a prankster at times.
Yes.
You know, but I'm gonna tell you, my heart just really goes out to this young man, because to me his talent can outweigh, you know, saying his personality and different things. But you know, I'm glad I learned to, you know, like and care for this young man for just who he was, and then the talent is just a bonus. Look, brother, you were sharing some of your story, you know, with us. What are maybe some of the recording artists that inspired you, or that, you know, really, you know, just kind of stuck out in your mind?
I would have to say R. Kelly. I love R. Kelly. That's like,
Okay.
Brian McKnight. That's another one of my
Yeah,
favorites.
yeah. That's one of mine too. Brian McKnight.
Michael Jackson. Some of his songs. Some of his songs, and what's his name? Joe. I like Joe.
You like Joe?
Yeah,
Okay.
I like Joe.
Okay.
Some of my favorite artists too. So if you ever had the opportunity to play with any of the artists that you just mentioned, who would be the top, or number one or number two?
Top one.
Because we may have to go searching for them and get them in there with us.
Let me see.
Now Michael Jackson might be a little hard to get here, but
I don't want to schedule. But listen, let's try R. Kelly. No, you know I really. It had to be R. Kelly because we got similar writing styles. So R. Kelly.
Okay, we'll be reaching out to R. Kelly for you then.
And Brian McKnight had to be second.
Now Brian McKnight is a dynamic recording artist and things, man. Actually, we're gonna have Jaleel. He's going to do a little bit of music for us on today. We hoping that he's going to share some things, with us. Brother, can you take us in, man, and actually do one of the songs? Because I don't know if I mentioned to you, he records, produces, writes, and does all the above. So at this time, we're going to hear from Jaleel Knight, one of the up-and-coming recording artists of today.
I'm gonna do you know what? I'm gonna do a song I wrote. It's called "Stole My Heart."
Okay.
I had to change of plans.
All right.
Okay.
That's fine.
It's the way you talk. I love your style, and I get weak. We are around. I'm usually one who keeps his cool, but when you're near, I wanna act a fool. Girl, I am your number one fan. The things I do to be your man. Your soul it shines and your skin it gleams. Girl, I do love it when you sing. Now I can't stress how much I need you. Baby, you're the wings that support this eagle. This is not a lie, I will not deceive you, play you, front you. Girl, you know I want you. I want you, babe, and I need you here to hold you tight and breathe the smell of your hair. I don't know how you could have my God, but you's a thief, 'cause you done stole my heart, done stole my heart. You done stole my heart, done stole my heart. Done stole my heart, done stole my heart. You done stole my heart, done stole my heart, done stole my heart.
All right.
Boy, I tell you.
I like that. That's
you,
nice.
You know what I'm saying? And that's good. I mean, man, I'm gonna tell you, that's really, deep. I see that you put a lot of emotion into the music that you create and write, and a lot I know comes from also some of the good, the bad, and the ugly that you've had to go through. But I think it's dynamic.
I was about to say that. I was going to say, actually all my songs are inspired by something.
Mm-hmm.
Like that song was it's crazy. As I'm 20 now, that song was inspired by a 16-year-old crush.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
16-year-old crush. But
Look at that.
It's a 4-year-old song, but it's just so powerful. I still like the lyrics and everything.
So you gonna give her some of the royalties when you make it big and some of the money?
As far as since she was a 16-year-old crush and I still use the song, she's royal enough.
Okay.
It's royalty in its own. So, yeah.
I hear that, man. I hear that.
So then,
Okay, well, it's really wild and things. I know that, and it's really dynamic because I think that when people hear some of your story, they see that really your life is kind of almost paralleled how Ray Charles, was, and how he actually, even with everything that happened, with you losing your eyesight and everything. But we're actually getting ready to go to another break. And man, I'm going to ask if you would just play us out. And as we go, yeah, there you go. We'll be right back with Uplift, myself, Ted Sutton, and Tracy Lewis. And we'll be right back with Jaleel Knight.
I can be the man you need me to be. I've been around, and now I found that you're the only one for me. I need you so I can't let go. I gotta be all that I can be, and I want you still. I'll always will, 'cause you're the only one for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
I know that's right. All right, they just queuing up. All right, we queuing up.
What'd he say?
In 10, 9. Hello, we're back. I'm Ted Sutton. This is Tracy Lewis with the show Uplift. And today we have a special dynamic gift with us who is Jaleel Knight, and he is playing some classical music right now.